Enemies Act. Good morning. Let's get the camera right. Boop, boopy doop doop. And now we're going to see what's going on with this guy. Y'all already know it takes about 51 seconds to get him together. Happy number 200, by the way. 200th episode of Our Bottom Line. And will you come on today? Boopy doo. Boopy doo. And y'all already know what it is. Oh, we gotta wake up those paws. We don't got the cold fingertips this morning. I guess the circulation is going really good. And I ain't no joke. I used to let the mic smoke. Now I slam it when it's done and make sure it's broke. Y'all know what today is, right? It's Thursday the 28th. That's right, y'all. It's 2025. I'm your host, Bugatti NYC, and this is our bottom line, where we be talking about this and that, and that, and this, and this, and that, and that, where we be talking about this and that, and that, and this, and this, and that. Just got me pissed. Yes, you guys. Episode 200. We made it another day above ground. We're going to thank everybody for being here this morning, because y'all could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. I really, really do. For our bottom line, y'all. We did it. Episode 200. Yes, the maniac. He gets up at 3 o'clock in the morning every day. He pulls at 6 up until 6 o'clock. And then he just keeps it coming with the information until it's over. That's why it's called Our Bottom Line. Okay, you guys, I want to know who's in the building, want to know where you're chiming in from. I hope you guys having a fantastic day. It's early in the morning. I know it's 6 o'clock in the morning. Where's this guy getting this energy from? Where you think I'm getting it from? Oh, thank you so much for giving me another day to be here with you guys. Pray that I'll be able to give you guys a good show, to be entertaining, to be on point, and to be clear with my words. So I'm hoping that you guys are really here to have a good show today, because this is episode 200, y'all. 200 times I stood here and pressed that button, did all types of stuff, and you guys were here to support me. So I can't do nothing but thank you guys for always showing love and support. All of our co-hosts, don't think that I don't think about you guys and I don't appreciate you. I really do, and we really need you. So yes, without any further ado, I went loco with the clips. Yes, we're going to have to stack 4 or 5 at a time. Then I'm going to come to the comments and see what you guys got to say. Then I'm going to play some more clips, see what you guys got to say. Then I'm going to play some more clips and see what you guys got to say. You guys know the rundown. But what I would like for you guys to do on an intro, always let me know where you're chiming in from. And always don't forget to tap that like button if you like what you're seeing. Okay, we got Patrick up in the building. Congratulations on Big 200. Thank you guys. Kendra, how you doing this morning? Angel says nice purple today. Thank you guys so much. Angel says 200. Patrick says hello and good morning. My only friend. Nah, you got more friends than that. You got a whole bunch of friends in these comments. And you can get more friends if you join the Discord. Batty Lynn is up in the building from Detroit. She got her coffee. Angels among us. Good morning. Gonzalez 95. Let's get it. Y'all know what time it is. Kendra Walken says, hey, chat. Okay, y'all already know we got Kendra up in here from Grand Rising. What's that? She's from, I'm sorry, VA. How you doing this morning, Kendra? We got Rebecca from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Mark Dorfman, you already know your boy be up in here. Solo, already up in here like this by himself. Number 1 up in the building, and everybody's gloved up. Thank you guys. Really want to say this has been an honor for me to be able to be your co-host for this show. I don't think that anybody else could do it. I couldn't do it without you. And with the love and support that we've been getting recently from everybody like Harley and all of these people that's really showing love. what's the 10 to gen job for 9. Everybody, whoever's really looking out for us right now, don't think that we don't understand and we don't respect it, and we don't appreciate the support that you're giving us right now. I don't want to just make sure what I'm doing right now. I want to get my lineup ready. You guys, whoever's been here for a while, y'all know I got the little cheat sheet to the side. I don't do it all off the cuff, but most of it is off the cuff. And without any further ado, I want to get to work. I want to earn my likes. It's time to get to work. Yeah, we can keep on talking about this episode 200, but what you got on it, Bugatti? What you got on those clips? What you got for us this morning? Y'all want to know what I got? All right, just for that, here we go. Let's go. We're going to get to this title and this thumbnail. So without any further ado, good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. One more day to Friday. Weekend's right around the corner. Hope you guys having a good one. Let's get into this thumbnail. What we got here is Trump wins again. How does he do that? The Supreme Court allows the use of the Aliens Enemies Act. As you guys know, there were a couple of judges that were pushing back from the El Salvador deportations. Guess what? There was a judge yesterday that actually cleared it. I guess the administration came with a good enough amount of excuses that stamped it and got them approved. We're going to get into that clip plus much more. What else do we got here? We got the border czar right there, Tom Homan, who promises to flood the zones with homeland security. That's right. We've got situations going on with certain sanctuary cities, and Tom Homan is really not happy about the support that they get. Also, last but not least, what do we got? The Federal Bureau of Investigations has ramped up investigations into January 6th and much more. Got that clip up out of there. It was boring, so we put something else in its place. Sometime it gets stuck in the thumbnail, but we already let you guys know that something else is going to be there. Don't look for that January 6th. We got rid of it. There's too much in the clip. Now we're going to keep on moving forward right now, because we're going to open it up with our president, current president, Trump, who is swearing in Janine Pirro, and there's a couple of other things that he's done at this hearing here. He's going to be answering a few questions from reporters. You know how I do. When I think it's good information and I think that we're going to have something in there for us to pay attention to, I want to get it right from the source and right from the horse's mouth. So let's go into it, you guys. Without any further ado, let's go. And don't forget, chime in. Let me know where you're chiming in from. Also, we're going to stack 4 or 5, and then I'm coming to the comments. So let's get into this. Let's go. Good morning.
One big, beautiful bill saying he was disappointed it didn't cut enough, essentially, that it undercut. Elon Musk, in a television interview, criticized the one big, beautiful bill, saying he was disappointed it didn't cut enough, essentially, that it undercut the DOGE efforts. What's your reaction to that?
Well, the reaction's a lot of things. Number one, we have to get a lot of votes. We can't be cutting. We need to get a lot of support, and we have a lot of support. We had to get it through the House. The House was. We have no Democrats. If it's up to the Democrats, they'll take the 65% increase. If that doesn't get approved, this country is going to have a 65% increase in taxes and lots of other problems, big problems, almost bigger than that. But we'll have a 65% increase as opposed to the largest tax cut in the history of our country. We will be negotiating that bill, and I'm not happy about certain aspects of it, but I'm thrilled by other aspects of it. That's the way they go. It's very big. It's the big, beautiful bill, but the beautiful is because of all of the things we have. The biggest thing being, I would say, the level of tax cutting that we're going to be doing. We're going to make people really be able to. We'll have the lowest tax rate we've ever had in the history of our country, and tremendous amounts of benefit are going to the middle income people of our country, low and middle income people of our country. So we're going to see what happens, because the Senate, as you know, is negotiating with us, and they have to then go back to the House, and it's got a way to go. But I have to say, Speaker Johnson and Thune have done an incredible job. John Thune has done a fantastic job, and they're working together with me and others. And I think we have an amazing, if we pull this off, remember, we have 0 Democrat votes because they're bad people. There's something wrong with them. They'll let people pour into our country. Single biggest problem. is we had 21 million people pour into our country, probably higher than that. And they're people that weren't supposed to be here. And many of those people are bad. Murderers, drug dealers, the mentally insane. They were closing mental institutions all over the world, not South America, all over the world. They're coming into our country. And we get
people like this. Is this the type of people that you may be talking about right here? Check this out, you guys. We got these ICE raids. They're pretty dramatic, and they're happening in Baltimore. I want you guys to check this out. Come on to the front of the stage. I want you guys to check this out right here. These Baltimore takedowns of all of these ICE raids and stuff like that of the illegal migrants. Some of them may not be illegal migrants when it comes down to criminal acts as far as like R-word and D-rubs and stuff like that. But once you come over the border illegally, you're a legal migrant. Keep it moving, you guys. I told you I'm gonna keep stacking this deck. Let's go. Dramatic ice raids everywhere, going on all over the country.
Down, hey, down, get down. That's fine. Hands. Claro, cállate la boca.
You guys wanted it mixed up, right? We're mixing it up. So this is basically happening everywhere where they're just running up on people. And now, look, ice raids in Nantucket. This is on a boat. These guys are seamen here. These guys were actually fishing, and the Homeland basically coordinated with Coast Guard to get these guys here. So it's happening all over, not only on land, off land as well, everywhere. What else we got? Come on, let's keep on going. Okay, we got these workers in these construction sites. We also got these guys that's working in different fields, getting taken up out of here, y'all. See the Coast Guard, they're not playing. This is what they was talking about doing. What do you guys agree with this or do you not agree with it? I want to know. I'm coming to the comments. I got 2 more to go. But this is happening all over. They got shackles on their legs and their feet already. As a part of a routine immigrant operation, in accordance with the President Executive's order, a multi-agency operation led by ICE HSI was conducted on May the 17th in an establishment in Barrio Obrero. All right, you guys see what's happening. The result was an arrest of 6 Dominican nationals, can't say that too loud, who were present in the United States without legal immigration status. So again, on land, inside of jobs, they urging people to basically do what they got to do to adjust their status or return to their country. We're going to give a shout out to the Post for looking out for that information right there. I owe you guys too much. I owe you guys 2 more or maybe 3. Want to know what you guys got to say about these clips and this information that we're putting out here this morning, you guys. All right. What else I got for you here? Okay, yeah. We need to talk about this. We got this situation where they're saying that cutting edge steel is about to basically help out our financial situations. There's a deal that creates more jobs for Pennsylvania. Yes, we got to talk about everything. Now we're going to get to some of the money, people that want to talk about jobs, people that are interested in stuff like this. We can't just talk about one aspect, you guys. We got to keep it rounded. So let's do that.
President Trump planning a big rally in Pittsburgh Friday, this after greenlighting Nippon Steel's $14 billion investment in U.S. Steel. He calls the deal a partnership, says it's going to keep the U.S. steel industry in Pittsburgh and create thousands of new jobs. Take a listen.
It'll be controlled by the United States. Otherwise, I wouldn't make the deal. I went to the unions, to all of the local unions. They all wanted it. And I'm doing it because all of the congressmen came in, about 5 of them, and the others, I understand, are in concurrence, and they asked that I do it. Everybody seems to want it.
Let's bring in Pennsylvania Republican Senator Dave McCormick. He met with the president about this deal just last week. Thank you for taking time with us, Senator. It has big financial consequences, right, this deal, but it's also become kind of a political fault line between this administration and the prior. You might remember Karine Jean-Pierre saying this. Take a quick listen.
The president took action to block the deal to U.S. Steel U.S. Steel remains a proud American company. The president demonstrated once again that he will always act to protect the security of this nation as well as the resilience of our supply.
I know that you disagree, sir. Speak to us of the deal's praises.
Yeah, thank you. Well, I think that Joe Biden decision would have been disastrous. And I think President Trump has made a decision here, which is great for our domestic steel industry and great for the Monongahela Valley and great for our national security. So the deal essentially is going to include $14 billion of new investment in U.S. Steel. That's going to be $2.4 billion in the Monongahela Valley and outside of Pittsburgh. It's going to be $3 billion in Indiana. It's going to be $3 billion in Alabama, $500 million in Arkansas, and $800 million in Minnesota, plus another $1 billion greenfield facility they're going to put somewhere. For Pennsylvania, this saves 10,000 jobs that are either steel workers or associated with it, but it creates another 10,000 jobs in the building trades, building a new arc furnace. And the great thing about this is that the deal President Trump insisted on was that the United States maintains control.
Okay. We got the steel going now. We got the steel back in order. What y'all think about that? I want to know. That's right. I'm going to keep it going. I don't know what's going on with this clip. It don't want to leave, but we're going to keep on going because we don't care about that. What else we got over here? I got one more that I got to get you. Guess what? I already told you guys. It's legal now to deport. Yes, a judge has already pushed through the Aliens Enemies Act. We've had that in our title thumbnail for probably about maybe 3 episodes so far. It was actually 2 main headers and in the thumbnail for at least about 4 episodes. This has been a major focal point and a big win for your President Donald Trump, and that's what the headliner is about, you guys. So let's get to our headline story. Why not knock it out and get it out while we're here, celebrating our 200th episode. Let's go.
Judge has ruled that President Donald Trump can use the Alien Enemies Act to deport illegal migrant criminals, reversing an earlier ruling that blocked him from using it. U.S. District Judge Stephanie Haynes agreed with the Trump administration's statements that the violent Venezuelan gang, Tren de Aragua, was invading the country. In her 43-page ruling, Haynes said the administration's documents, quote, support the finding that TDA is committing a predatory incursion, as that term is defined in the Alien Enemies Act. The judge's ruling means that Trump can continue to expeditiously deport Tren de Aragua gang members, as Trump is well within his rights to deport members of a foreign terrorist organization, a designation Trump slapped on TDA. However, Haynes ruled that the administration did not give adequate prior notice to those that were being deported, something she said needs to happen moving forward, which would allow for possible due process and habeas legal challenges. Haynes wrote, quote, having done its job, the court now leaves it to the political branches of the government and ultimately to the people who elect those individuals to decide whether the laws and those executing them continue to reflect their will. Trump issued an executive order on March 14th where he invoked the Alien Enemies Act for the invasion of the United States by Tren de Aragua. All illegals deported under the Alien Enemies Act must be Venezuelan migrants who are not naturalized or permanent residents, must be 14 years old or older, and have been specifically designated as part of a foreign terrorist organization, specifically Tren de Aragua. A Wisconsin judge...
Jesus, you see how they was pushing their head down like, Jesus Christ. One of them guys, their shoe came off, ain't even let homeboy get his shoe back. Like, come on, man, let the dude get his shoe back at least, right, y'all? Did you let the guy get his shoe back? Like, what's going on with that? We're going to just move you to the side because you're trying to throw a monkey wrench and you're going to just go ahead and do what you got to do. I got one more I want to show you guys this because I thought that this was something that people were just blowing smoke up my petunia when they were talking about people doing voter fraud and things of that nature. This is our 2nd episode where I actually found that they were actually trying to do voter fraud. And guys, guess how they was paying the people to do the voter fraud? On Cash App. Man, listen, they was doing this by using Cash App. I want you guys to check this out right here. Check this out.
Quote, nor did they organize, train, and equip their forces to meet common joint standards. Secretary Pete Hegseth will start kicking transgenders out of the military.
I'm sorry. That's the even better one. I gotta wait on that one. Hold on a minute. I ain't getting to that one yet. We ain't getting to that one yet. I gotta get to this other one first. Y'all gotta work with me on this because you know how, when we get to Christina, she always has so much in the clip that I have to I might stick around with her for a little while. So yes, what you got for us? I gotta show you guys. Well, okay, right here. Here we go. I'm sorry, you guys. Here we go.
A former Colorado postal employee admitted to forgery and identity theft in an attempt to steal ballots and cast votes in the 2024 election. Vicky Stewart pleaded guilty to trying to, quote, rig the 2024 election, according to prosecutors. The 64-year-old was charged with 34 counts in the scheme, including identity theft, forgery, and attempt to influence a public servant. 32 of those counts will be dropped as part of the plea agreement. Both charges Stewart pleaded guilty to are felonies. Stewart told the judge, Brian Flynn, that I feel like I'm guilty for the part that I played in it. Stewart was charged in November after being accused of stealing at least 16 ballots and delivering them to Sally Jane Maxtedon, aka Smith, who is also charged in the case. According to the arrest affidavit, Sally explained that she and Stewart started conversations in October of 2024 where they conspired a plan to, quote, test the voting signature system for ballots utilized at elections. This plan included obtaining ballots, forging voter signatures, and then turning the ballots into Mesa County Elections Department. The stated desired outcome was for Sally and Stewart to determine if the signature verification process would detect if the forged signatures were not those of the known voter signatures on file with elections. According to the arrest affidavit, the ballots were stolen from Mesa County residents before they could be delivered. The scheme was uncovered when some voters alerted authorities after they were told their ballots were being processed, even though they hadn't received their ballots yet. At the time of the theft, Stewart was working as a U.S. Postal Service employee in Grand Junction with direct access to ballots that had been sent in the mail in October of 2024. Stewart will be sentenced on June 25th.
Stewart is out of there. And another story I want you guys to see, and I know you heard a little bit about it, so I'm not going to hold back on it. Guess what this story is about? What do you guys think about the broken wristed clique? I think I gave them their own name over here, and y'all can feel a certain way about me when I say this. The broken wristed clique. You know, the clique that can't keep their wrist up, even if you put a board up under their arm. So what I'm saying is, do you guys think that people in that that area should be able to protect us, to serve and protect? What do you think about transgenders in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines? Do you think that they'll actually be effective or efficient? What do you think about somebody running up, you know what I'm saying? This raining man, hallelujah, when it's time to go to war? I just want to know, because guess what just happened, you guys? Trump's paperwork as far as the executive order to remove transgenders out of the military finally went through, and Pete Hegseth is here to talk a little bit about this. Check this out.
A report by the Pentagon's Inspector General has revealed that the number of service members that were actually injured while operating Biden's failed floating aid pier in Gaza was actually 62, and not the 3 that was reported by the Biden administration. Biden Secretary Pete Hegseth will start kicking transgenders out of the military after a ruling by the Supreme Court. Watch.
Here at the Defense Department, we continue to relentlessly pursue the president's agenda, especially on readiness. He put out an executive order a week into his presidency, stating the prioritizing military excellence and readiness, that expressing a false gender identity divergent from an individual's sex cannot satisfy the rigorous standards necessary for military service. We agree, and so we implemented that policy. It was challenged in court, and of course, we appealed. And 2 days ago at the Supreme Court, our policy was upheld. And so we're going to continue to advance that policy here at the Defense Department. So, in accordance with policy now reinstated, service members who have a current diagnosis or history of or exhibit symptoms consistent with gender dysphoria may elect to separate voluntarily. There's a timeline here, and then eventually involuntarily if necessary. This is the president's agenda. This is what the American people voted for, and we're going to continue to relentlessly pursue it.
Okay, guys, I want to know, it's y'all turn. I've been working. Y'all been over here janky promoter a little bit, but I caught it and I got it all lassoed up. But I want to know what you guys got to say about this. So let's go. What y'all got for me? What y'all got? Y'all got it makes us look weak, soy boys. What else you got? Voluntarily is fair. Taco says boop boop boop. What else y'all got? You got pepperoni. I'm an army vet. I've seen too many soldiers use the army only to fund their transitions. Didn't care to do any work of any PT. Terrible stuff. Glad it's being redone right now. There you go. Patrick says, what's the latest on? Okay, what else you guys got? Hegsef, don't be BS, get them out. FDT and Betty said FDT. Mason said hi. What else y'all got for me over here? We done stacked 5 in the clip, y'all. What else y'all got? Taco boop boop. That was a good one, Betty. What else you got? What else you got? I'm about to scroll up. Demonetized says don't ask, don't tell is what's got us here. Ooh. Michelle says agreed, PW. Prayer warriors, if I don't want to know, concentrate on the job. There you go. Prayer warriors, don't ask, don't tell, should be re-implemented. There you go. Michelle says, well done, Pete. What else you guys got? And just weird. Okay, what else you got? What else you guys got over here? Angels among us. Good morning. I don't care as long as they're not touching kids or people that don't want to be touched. But do you care about them being in the army and protecting the country? What a pig, says Air Boss. What else you guys got? I support the removal, says D's Funkin' Nuts 24. Good morning. Christina says, hit that like button, y'all. It's our 200th episode. That's right, y'all. It's the 200th episode. Go ahead and hit that like button to get those people up over here and let them know what we got going on. Rudy the Boxer says, did the guys know that the post office has its own intelligence agency? Okay, Michelle says, of course, Rudy. What else you guys got? After the military tribunal, of course. Michelle says, straight to jail. Rudy says, sounds more like treason. Okay, what else you got? Yeah, I got Two Tone says, of course she looked like that. Christina says, losing, looking good. Bite says, taking you everything. Okay, you guys, we're gonna keep on moving. Woo! Because we got Elon Musk right now, who's basically making a big announcement on DOGE. And as of yesterday, yes, he stepped down as the head. It will continue as far as DOGE is concerned. It's going to continue moving. But as far as Elon Musk being the one behind it, that's not going to be the case anymore, you guys. Let's get into this clip right here. Let's go. And this computer is working, boy. It's got all types of circles going. It's still trying to perform for you guys. I tell you that, but let's go.
Elon Musk's time at DOGE is coming to an end, starting tonight. Musk just announced, as my scheduled time as a special government employee comes to an end, I would like to thank President Trump for the opportunity to reduce wasteful spending. The DOGE mission will only strengthen over time as it becomes a way of life throughout the government. What do you think about him leaving at this point?
You know, imagine the frustration of a guy who has done all that Elon Musk has done, all of it through private enterprise. He's built rocket ships. He's done more to advance the electric automobile industry than any living person in terms of connecting people around the world to the internet. And then he's finally met his match, and it's the federal government. And he goes into the federal government and did an honorable job of cutting spending, but politicians can't keep their hands off of our money at the end of the day.
It's like why successful people don't like to go into politics. If you're Trump, they shoot you in the head. If you're Musk, they burn your cars. Why would you?
Exactly.
The big, beautiful Charlie Hurt.
Exactly.
Good to see it. Click here.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna keep it moving. I told you we stacking 5 at a time. This is acting up over here, but the ones that's acting right, we gonna just keep on going because this is our 200th episode, and I don't care. We're gonna just keep on. We're gonna keep on going on. I don't care if the computer crashed. We'll start it back up and keep on moving, you guys. I want to know what you guys think about that Elon Musk situation, though. Keep up to the comments. Also, do your boy a favor. It's the 200th episode of Our Bottom Line. We've been doing this like a maniac myself, 3 o'clock up in the morning, making sure we get the content together, trying to synchronize it and make sure that it makes sense. Then what we do is we bring it to you by 6 o'clock. I put on these suits just for you, only for you, just to make sure that we got the posture looking right. We stay professional, and all I ask you guys to do, double tap that screen to get those likes up. Also, I can't forget, because there's no way, there's no me without you. When it comes to my co-hosts and all of that love that we get over there, I could not do it without them. It's an honor to be able to do this for you guys. I am just the host. All my job is, my responsibility is to get those clips up and be informative and try to keep you guys in tune. Your job is to stay on topic and make sure that all of the haters, boop, we get them up out of here. Let's go, y'all. We're going to keep it going right now. We got another clip that we want to bring it up because we got a situation going on with flooding the zone. That's right. Border czar Tom Homan, he said, you know what, these sanctuary cities, it's too much going on. You guys are actually spending money, creating funds to help the illegal criminals. Therefore, now we're going to be ramping up our efforts when it comes down to homeland security. How many people they're going to start to put in the streets, as well as homes, as well as the workplace. We got a lot going on with this clip, you guys. Let's get into it. We're going to shoot on over to Nashville. Anybody at Nashville, come to the front of the stage, please. Let's go.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars have been raised for the Belonging Fund, which is cash for illegal aliens. And it's all supported by the Nashville mayor, Freddie O'Connell. Now, this started after ICE teamed up with Tennessee Highway Patrol to nab more than 200 illegals, including a convicted child sex offender and a member of Tren de Aragua. Nice people. The mayor apparently is furious that his streets are being made safer and ordered all ICE communication with the city to go directly to his office. But now the mayor is under investigation by multiple House committees for aiding and abetting illegal immigrants. Here to react, border czar Tom Homan. Tom, I can hear them now, the caterwauling from the open borders crowd saying, how dare you try to weaponize a prosecutorial arm of our government to go after local officials doing their local business. And you say?
Well, remember, just a couple weeks ago, AOC went on social media saying if we put a finger on any of her co-workers, Congress people that were at our Newark facility, there'd be consequences. Well, guess what? We did it. I'm waiting on the consequences. But, you know, the mayor's no different. And look, I've said from day one, you can not cooperate with ICE if that's what you want to do, but you can't get in our way and you can't impede our efforts, or you cross that line, we'll seek prosecution. As far as the Belonging Fund that he's supporting, I have my own Belonging Fund. We can give housing, food, and free medical care in ICE detention. And that's exactly what we're going to do in Nashville. We're going to flood the zone with agents, multi-agency, FBI, DEA, ICE, U.S. Marshals, and we're going to flood the zone. If he wants to push back and support sanctuary cities, that means we flood the zone. We'll flood the zone in the neighborhoods to find the bad guy. We'll flood the zone at work sites to find the bad guy. But we're going to do it, and he's not going to stop us.
Do you think this would rise perhaps to the level of charging him with obstruction of these ICE officials?
We'll see. I mean, I know Homeland Oversight is opening up a congressional investigation. I cannot confirm or deny if ICE is investigating him, but we'll see where it plays out. And it isn't just what he says, is what he does. So, you know, I plan on going to Nashville in the near future. And I said that from day one that, you know, we're going to hit every sanctuary city. Everybody that wants to push back against ICE, we're going to pay a lot of attention to them. Because why? It's not a threat. But if you're going to support criminal aliens walking the street, then we know there's a problem there. We don't have that problem like Florida. We got Governor DeSantis 287G across the state. So we can spend less resources in Florida knowing we have a system to get criminal aliens in every jail in that state. But when we got places like Nashville who's pushing against us getting the bad guy, that's where we got to concentrate our resources to make those streets safer.
Okay, we also got other situations in other places, Tom, and it's not only the illegals, man. We got other places like my state. We got this fool that's running around knocking people in the head with pipes. I'm talking about you take one, literally kapowing people in their dome with pipes. Yes, New York, we got 2 people hit in their head with metal pipes on the bus. Y'all already know. Kathy Hoke was trying to get everybody on the bus now, right? Everybody on the bus. But guess what? In the Bronx, this one person, they got him on video, everything, and they still have not been able to locate this person. Y'all think I ain't see that right there, right? We got Harley up in the building. Thank you so much, Harley, for your hundo. $100 super chat. We appreciate you and we thank you for your love. Thank you so much. Harley, gotta say, man, you're stepping it up and you've really been really showing out this week, and we so appreciate you. Thank you for everything. Hope that you already joined the Discord. I ain't get that email. You must not want no merch. You must not be that. You know, I understand. You probably like, oh, you can keep the stuff or whatever like that. But it would be an honor to actually send you something. Might actually send you something else. So you might want to go ahead and email me because I really appreciate you. Everybody in the building, do us a favor. Do your boy a favor. Let's say thank you right now to Harley for showing love and support and making sure that the production is respected and making sure that we're able to get things going on over here. And we're going to be able to get all sorts of different things like, you know, a couple of mods we got working on for Discord and things of that nature. But let's get to this clip. I want to know what you guys got to say about these people, this situation that you guys just said. Yes, Harley, thank you so much. Where am I going? What else you got? Batty Lynn says, thank you to Harley. That's right, you guys. Really appreciate you. Now, let's get to my city. And I got to say this. Kathy Joku Hoku, you've really not been holding it down as our governor. You've really not been holding it down. But hey, DEI and inclusive, it was at an imperial state when this election was going on. And Cuomo got kicked out. Next thing you know, we got somebody that came into the office and just took over. And again, like I always tell you guys, Kathy Joku Hoku does not know her ass from her elbow. Let's get into this clip right here. This dude knocking people in the head in the Bronx.
2 brutal attacks on MTA buses. In both of these cases, the victims were riding buses when they were hit in their heads with metal pipes.
The identical attacks happening with the same weapon just hours apart. And now police are trying to figure out if the same guy is behind this. Let's get to Eyewitness News reporter Jason Patel joining us live from the Katona Park East section of the Bronx. Jason.
Charlene, Pedro, just a really scary situation. So many people rely on these MTA buses to get around the city, but they don't expect something like this to happen. And now the police is asking for the public's help to try and track down the suspect.
They always asking for the public help to track down somebody. Why? Because they're not ATF, meaning alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. They're after the fact. Anytime something happens, like Keystone Cops out here on the bus, on the train, in the street, in your crib. I'm telling you guys, y'all might as well go ahead and grip up and say, get yourself a permit and basically hunker down and be safe. I'm not telling anybody to be scary or whatever like that, but we're not protected when it comes down to our sanctuary city, my city, which is New York. We're gonna keep on going, you guys. Check this out.
And like you mentioned, in both attacks, the victims were struck in the head by a metal pipe. Take a look at this video that police released of that suspect. We know that in the first attack, it happened around 2:30 in the afternoon on May 10th in the Morrisania section near 165th Street and 3rd Avenue. And police say the suspect shouted something before hitting a 31-year-old man in the head with a pipe. The suspect got away and the victim was taken to the hospital. And then take a look at this second video. It appears the same man. It's the same man, but police can't say for sure. The second attack happened later in the night, right before 11:30 near Katona Park around Jennings Street and Southern Boulevard. And police say the suspect got into some sort of argument with an 18-year-old before hitting him in the head with a pipe.
So how come they're not looking at the back of the shirt that he got on that says security and zooming in on the photo where it actually probably has his job at? You're doing all of this facial recognition. Okay, not going to beat him up.
And back out here live, the good news in all of this is we know that both victims are expected to recover, but if you have any information, contact Crime Stopper.
Now, I ain't beating them up. All I'm saying is we need more police. We need more experienced police. We need to have a presence. We don't have a presence going on in our neighborhoods where they drive through and somebody going to say, yo, chill out, police right there. We don't get, yo, chill out, police right there. You get boo-bap, 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 people walking up with hammers and all types of stuff going on. And then the next thing you know, the police drive by like, hey, how you doing? How you guys doing? I'm serious, man. We actually have a live video. Kendra, you saw that. I saw your comment that day when the lady with the bang bang was trying to hit the other girl in the head with the hammer right across the street. So yeah, I'm telling you guys, be careful. Not trying to scare you, no fear mongering or nothing like that over here. Just want you to be careful and have your wherewithal and walk around and cover your butt. What you guys got to say about this craziness right here? What else y'all got? Angels Among Us says crazy. NYC is a disaster anymore. There you go. Worldwide says at Bugatti NYC. Yes, Kendra said at yes. Mason says not anyone. Y'all together. We are W. What else? Drive trumpet. Drive driven through poet. Okay, we don't get traffic cops anymore either. There you go. What else you got? You got liberty and justice. When they used to say defund the police, I used to say we need more money, better training, and support groups. There you go. Christine says we don't have a dictator. You still have your freedom. So, okay, what else y'all got? You can't have police on every bus. I'm not saying on every bus. I said a presence so that people know. Even in a song back in the day, and that's not too long ago, Raekwon the chef said, mad police in Manhattan. Because people know there was like, yo, there's a lot of police in Manhattan. So if y'all want to do something down there, y'all got to be careful. Now, please. Ain't no police down there. And the ones that's down there, they like this. On their cell phone or doing something else. Real talk. And the DEI inclusive, all of the criminals outweigh them and tall and skyscraping them. And again, there's not enough monetary. They don't get to keep the collars. And look at the black guy talking. Yeah, it's a black guy talking. Yeah, me. Yeah, it's crazy out here. I'm not playing. And just because I might have the chocolate skin, don't mean that I don't want to be safe. And I don't want old ladies to be safe. And I don't want there not to be less stray BULLETS flying through the streets and knocking people in the head, getting them up out of here when people are just trying to enjoy their lives. Yeah, y'all do me a favor, double tap that screen to get those likes up to let more people know that we over here. We rocking and shocking. This is our episode number 200. Now I realize why we're here. We got to get these messages out. Come on, we're going to go over to Washington, D.C. real quick, where President Trump pardoned these this reality star, Todd. You know about Julie Chrisley. I don't know too much about this. And this is with me being honest. Didn't think it was something I wanted to see, but you guys might have been interested in it. So I said, we're going to watch it together. I have no idea what's going on with this, but I do know that there was a verbal announcement that NBA Youngboy, yes, rapper NBA Youngboy, said President Trump pardoned him too. Yep, I don't have a clip, but that's what they're saying. It's speculation. If anything comes of it, I'll get that out to you guys. But I don't know if you guys know anything about these pardons that's going on right now with these reality stars. We're going to get into it together.
News as well. I want to put this up on folks' screen. If you watch reality TV at all, you've probably heard of their names. Of course, we're talking about Todd Chrisley from Chrisley Knows Best, as well as his wife. It's official. President Trump has pardoned them, Todd and Julie Chrisley. He did it today in this
Okay, the Chrisleys have been pardoned. We're going to watch it because some people might want to see it.
We also have some more breaking news as well. I want to put this up on folks' screen. If you watch reality TV at all, you've probably heard of their names. Of course, we're talking about Todd Chrisley from Chrisley Knows Best, as well as his wife. It's official. President Trump has pardoned them, Todd and Julie Chrisley. He did it today in this conversation, a phone call that he had there with their daughter, Savannah, who's been very outspoken over the last few years about her parents' conviction. And now it's official. President Trump deciding to pardon Todd and Julie Chrisley. Michael, this is a very interesting thing that this is a move he decided to make. But again, what else do we know about the Chrisleys, how long they were going to be in jail? It was certainly interesting when they first got sentenced. I remember that.
Yeah, they were indicted in 2019, and obviously, President Trump was in the middle towards the end of his first term, but was still president at that point. And then in 2022, they're ultimately convicted on tax evasion, fraud, bank fraud charges. And Todd is sentenced to 12 years in prison. And Julie, his wife, gets sentenced to 7 years. So they go in, obviously, in 2022. They were not anywhere near the ends of this sentence, especially not Todd. So for him today to officially get word that President Trump was going to pardon them and that they will now walk free and have these charges and the conviction behind them, obviously a massive, massive win for them. They have long felt like this prosecution, which was in Georgia, was political. You talked about their daughter, about Savannah, and how she spoke out. She said it at the RNC when she spoke. And she, again, really believed that they had been targeted.
Okay, all right. The Chrisleys are now pardoned. That's cool. I don't know who want to know about that or who knows about it. I don't watch this show. Not really my cup of tea. So, yeah, good for them. I want to know what you guys got to say about it in the comments. So here I go. Here I go. What y'all got? What y'all got to say about this in these comments over here? Y'all got Boris. Are you from America? Boris says NZ. Chad C. Millions pardoned. Dime bag sellers face more time. John Curry says, oh snap. That suit is the best yet. Thank you so much, John. Liberty and Justice says, to be honest, I don't know what really happened to them. Me neither. Natalie says, Guy is very flamboyant. Okay, flamboyant. Yeah, exactly. Looked like he had a little bit of sugar in his tank. Maybe they had some sort of arrangement where it was going to be like, hey, we need to get married to act like I'm not down with the broken wristed click. Because I think that he might go a couple of ways instead of one. And that's just allegedly, because we're not trying to get sued over here. He just got pardoned. Lord knows what he might try to do to us. Now, let's keep on moving, you guys. Now we're going to bring it on over to New York. I got to set this up perfect, and you guys got to work with me on this. We got this Harvard. Talk about crazy spin. We have a professor who was fired for falsifying data on a study on tests on dishonesty and ethical behavior. What did she do again, Bugatti? She's a professor who was fired for falsifying data on a study for what? Tests on dishonesty and ethical behavior of all topics. You mean to tell me you got fired for the type of study you was trying to make? Stop playing. Let's go.
Here are your top stories. A Harvard professor has been fired for falsifying data in studies done on dishonesty and ethical behavior. Francesca Gino was a tenured professor at Harvard Business School who was making more than $1 million a year in 2020. She had her tenure revoked and was terminated by the Harvard Corporation after a graduate student, Zoe Ziani, accused Gino of falsifying data for her research findings. The student was initially told not to criticize Gino. However, Ziani contacted Data Colada, a blog run by behavioral scientists, and told them about what she found. They discovered that Gino falsified data in 4 studies from 2012 to 2020. They then shared their findings with Harvard. In 2024, Science magazine reported Gino had plagiarized text in a book chapter titled Dishonesty Explained: What Leads Moral People to Act Immorally, saying she stole work from 10 sources. Harvard's subsequent investigation produced a 1,282-page report concluding that Gino, quote, committed research misconduct intentionally, knowingly, or recklessly across all 4 studies. On the flip side, Gino claimed it was due to errors or sabotage, and she's innocent. This is the latest controversy to hit Harvard after the university's morgue manager was arrested, along with his wife, for stealing and selling body parts. In addition, Harvard is losing federal funding for their refusal to comply with DHS requirements pertaining to anti-Semitism on campus.
What the hell is going on at Harvard? Like, are you serious? I don't even have to, I'm coming straight to the comments on this because I know y'all got something on this. This is crazy. What's going on at Harvard, y'all? Y'all talk to me about this nonsense right here. What y'all got for me on this Harvard crap? And yo, big shout out to 50 Bugatti NYC gift membership. There you go, new membership. There you go, Harley. Thank you so much. That's that membership right there. Thank you again, Harley, for always showing love. We got Frederick Wright. Hit that like button, got that $1.99 super chat going, Frederick. That's $1 million to us. We appreciate everybody and everything because we understand that everybody ain't got it. That's why we ask for those likes, because more people come over here and it helps the channel out so much. We're breaking ground right now with episode 200. I'm hoping that you guys are liking what's going on because I am. I ain't know none of this stuff about it, about Harvard, nothing about this other stuff that's going on. So yes, please do your boy a favor, double tap that screen to get those likes up, and do your boy another favor. Let's try to stay on topic because it really works fantastic when we can go back and forth with dialogue. And yeah, go ahead. Let's go ahead and check out the 3-piece real quick, y'all. Yeah, that's a 3-piece right there, y'all. Got the little stitch in the side plus the back. Yeah, we doing it up for episode 200 right now. That's how we do it. We appreciate people like Harley, Kendra, Chad C, VIP Auction Group, America, with that big name. I'm going to get it soon. Trust me, I got you. I don't forget. All of our new members. Every time I see that glove, that means that I got to work because you guys believe in us, and I got to make sure that I'm able to keep you keeping that glove. That glove is very important to me. So I really want you guys to know I appreciate you. And this is episode 200. thank you so much for the love and support. But we gotta keep on moving. Keep on moving. Don't stop like the hands of time. Again, Harley, thank you so much for all of your love and support. But guess what? Waters, the big guy is back. Yes, I'm talking about the big guy. Who's the big guy over here? You guys know who the big guy is? If anybody know who's been called the big guy, y'all let me know who's the big guy. All right? Because the big guy is back. And he's coming in and they're trying to say that he's broke. Can y'all believe that after all that money that Joe Biden allegedly stole and got the kickback from Ukraine, talking about he broke out here? Why could he possibly be broke? Because of these books and stuff that's coming out about him, right? Don't nobody want to book nobody and give you no library when they don't believe in you. Now, hold on a minute. Again, this is nothing personal here. All this is information that I'm giving you guys. So let's go. The big guy has some new information and Waters is bringing it to us. So let's get into this real quick. Let's get into this.
The big guy is back.
Mr. President, how are you feeling, sir? How are you feeling, sir?
Great. I like Connecticut. How you doing, Joe?
Smoking Joe's keeping the hoax alive, but his team's not feeling it. They're freaking out that Biden's library isn't going to open when he's alive to see it, and may never open. Joe's own donors say they're not giving him a dime. He even lowered his speaking fee, but after all these books came out, no one wants to book him. Here's why.
It is a scandal.
Yes.
It is without question, and maybe even worse than Watergate in some ways.
Right.
Because Richard Nixon was in
Pay attention. Pay attention.
control of his faculties when he wasn't drinking.
Worse than Watergate was a running joke during the first Trump term, but after Biden, now the joke's on them. If Biden-gate is worse than Watergate, Tapper's one of the plumbers. Jake's confessing to a crime, but won't apologize.
Do you feel that you owe the American people an apology for slightly dropping the ball with this, and not just to Laura Trump?
I feel like I owe the American people an acknowledgement that I wish I had covered the story better.
Why does Tapper sound so lawyered up? I'm not going to apologize, but I'll give an acknowledgement. Maybe he's hearing what we're hearing. The Biden investigation's off to a strong start. Jake's defense? Being stupid isn't a crime.
I think that we need to be skeptical of everything that we are told by people in power. And I mean, that obviously should be the mantra of being a journalist to begin with. If your mother tells you she loves you, get a second source. Right. But we just need to remember that. Like, politicians lie. White Houses lie. Power is an aphrodisiac. And we just need to all remember that and not take at face value anything that we're told.
Jake's been in the business for 3 decades, and now he notices politicians lie. He knew the whole time politicians lie. He just went along with hiding Biden's.
Had to let that
But let's
play.
just go along with this for our...
I had to let that play because I know how y'all get, and I know I'm coming to those comments right now. I want to know what you guys got to say about this. Let's go. What y'all got? What y'all got for me? Wow, Jake, thanks for the obvious. Demonetized says, newsflash, politicians lie. LOL. What it do, y'all says, wow, Jake, thanks for the obvious. What else y'all got? Harley says, Tapper, just doing damage control. Exactly, Harley, exactly. Tracy said, hi. Hey, Tracy. Big Dipper 620 says, sew his mouth shut. He knew. Come on, Natalie says 324 people in the building, only 48 likes. We all good, Natalie. What it do says MSM Live. Angels Among Us says, yeah, think. Liberty and justice. That's who I was trying to shout out. Agreed. Jake Tapper lost all credibility. Uh-oh. Dragon says, absolutely. Ha. What? Okay, what else we got? Who else we got up in here? Michelle says, wow, Tapper, he just keeps digging and digging. Did you guys see that? Peaceful says they have probably been doing it, but never got caught. Okay, what it do? Fox News, we don't care about the network, guys. We wait for the rabbit to stick his head out the hole, then boom, we don't worry about the network, because if we start screaming network and talking about we don't listen to you, they're not going to talk. You got to let them reveal themselves. Then we do the homework. Then we make our assessments as smart human beings. We don't care about the network. We don't even care about the political platforms and stuff like that. We got to get the information. Then we go check the sources of the information. That's what we got to start doing, you guys. Stop beating up the messenger. Always examine the enemy. You have to do that. See what they're talking about. Because if you don't know what they're talking about, you're not going to know how to defend yourself. So stop getting mad at the enemy if you call them your enemy. Just be smart. Now let's keep on moving, you guys, because now, oh boy, it gets kind of crazy at this point of the show. You guys already know what I'm talking about. I feel very sad for this group of people, this family, because they've been working all of their lives, and it seems as if everything that they've worked for, bloop, 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 bloop. Thank you for the love. Everything that they worked for, it seems like it's going down the drain with that last circling the drain right now. I'm talking about a Simi Valley situation where this jewelry store, there's a heist. There was this family that's been devastated because they lost tens of millions of dollars that was stolen by some criminals. They didn't come inside of the location. Their vault was basically next to a wall. So these guys went to the next adjoining wall, drilled through the wall into the safe, and took everything out of their safe. Over $10 million, guys. Check this out, Simi Valley. Feel terrible for this family because this is probably everything that the son has in his inheritance and more. Check this out, you guys. I want you guys to see this. Okay, and there we go.
Now at 3:30, shock and devastation as a family-owned jewelry store in Simi Valley is robbed of millions of dollars worth of cash and also merchandise. The owner says the suspects just cut through a wall and then into the safe.
And now this family-owned business is trying to pick up the pieces. KTLA5's Jennifer McGraw has the latest developments from Simi Valley.
Just absolutely heartbreaking. A father and son run this business, and overnight, millions of dollars taken. The thieves literally burrowed through the roof and into the business.
Open it. They got into it. They cut through the wall. God, everything. Open the door. I gotta go.
The gut-wrenching moment the store owner realizes everything is gone. Millions stolen from a safe overnight, their livelihoods taken, their retirement gone.
It's a hit, it was his retirement, my future. I have a young family, three daughters. It's a lot.
Jonathan Youssef came in to find the unthinkable, a gaping hole where thieves cut through the neighboring business and through 6 inches of concrete and sheet metal.
And they cut a hole through the wall, through our safe.
Overnight Sunday, after cutting through the roof, the thieves broke into the coffee shop. One suspect can be seen crawling on his stomach, so not to...
Crazy. Yeah, we're going to reload it. We're getting back to this. You guys, stay patient with me. I know you want to see the whole thing. All I got to do is reload, going right to that.
Into the coffee shop. One suspect can be seen crawling on his stomach, so not to be detected by the motion sensor. And then after a short while, you could see the camera being spray painted.
Yeah, we lost everything.
Jonathan took over the family business in 2015. His father, Jacob, started 5-Star Jewelry 25 years ago.
Damn.
They're a wholesaler, but primarily a repair shop, meaning not only was their jewelry stolen, but all of their customers.
We're priced out of being able to insure our inventory.
Now picking up the pieces, trying to figure out how to pay customers back, meaning taking out major loans without any income.
I'm feeling bad because this is my life, my retirement. His retirement. So we got everything we have.
The Youssefs are a God-fearing family and ultimately praying they get their goods back and the thieves get caught.
For them, what they have done, they're gonna deal with God. That's all I can say.
Jonathan tells me his father was just about to retire. If you'd like to help this family out, there's a fundraiser posted on our website. Anyone with information should contact authorities. In Simi Valley, Jennifer McGraw, KTLA5.
That's KTLA5, KTLA5. They do have a fund set up on their website. That's KTLA5. We're gonna give a prayer right now to that family, as well as all of the stuff all of the monetary that they've lost. We're gonna thank God that they're safe as far as their health is concerned. But we're gonna pray that these guys do get arrested and they are brought to justice. And if a miracle can happen, that they do get their property back, we're gonna ask that now in Jesus' name. Amen. Now, thank you guys. We got to keep on moving forward, and let's just say amen to this. Thank you so much, you guys. Let's say amen. That was a terrible story. Retirement of one person, as well as the future of his son. And he's been building that business up all of his life. Now, you tell me that's not a sad story. Sad that things like that have to happen, but we have to get the story out, you guys. Want to know what you guys have to say about this. Rebecca, thank you guys for amen. Always an inside upside down job, says Buzz Chopper. You're right. I think Buzz Chopper is just dropped that bomb right there, because it is always an inside upside down job. You're right about that. Liberty and Justice says maybe not. I do think he's right though. Amen. Good morning from Houston. Big Dipper says, so I always have to ask, why does God like to allow his people to be devastated like that? Okay, good question. You have the right to say that on this platform. Frederick says, it's a done deal. They have nothing to get off of. Nah, that stuff is out of there. I hear what you're saying, Frederick, but you try to be optimistic. Tracy says, usually jewelry shops take everything out of and lock it up at night. I think a thorough investigation should be had. Prayers for them anyway. You mean to tell me you think it's kind of like that thing what Martin did? That might be an inside job where they did it themselves, you guys? That's what you're trying to say? I'm not sure, but you guys let me know. See that anywhere else? No. Anybody else giving you videos and stuff like that? No. Do your boy a favor and celebrate this 200th episode with your boy right now by double tapping that screen and getting those likes up. Let everybody know that our bottom line, we number one in the 6 o'clock hour for a reason. Pop your collar, y'all, all my co-hosts, and thank you so much for all of the love and support. And we're going to keep on moving and don't stop, because guess what? We got this New Jersey man that was saved moments. I'm talking about, imagine you in your car and you get stuck on the rail, on a train right there, and the police come. And moments before, I'm not even going to tell you what happened with this story right there. Not even going to tell you guys, but I'm going to just put it like this. I hope this Tesla is insured, because this is a pretty crazy story. I have to show it a couple of times, and that's how we're going to do it. This is a heroic save. It only was in a clip. Get your cameras ready. Zoom in to make sure you guys can see this. Let me get the audio up to make sure I can do the best over here presentation. And now here we go.
Gotta see this. A heroic rescue is caught on camera. 2 officers.
Now, can you give me some help with your audio? There we go. There we go. A heroic rescue caught on camera in Piscataway. Let's go.
And you gotta see this. A heroic rescue is caught on camera. 2 officers rushing into action to save a man whose car is on the train tracks in Piscataway. The police department just posting this video. You can see both officers pulling that man from the car to safety right as the crossing gates are coming down. Sure enough, moments later, the train crashes right into the car. Police say the driver was impaired at the time of the rescue. No word on if that driver will face charges. Nobody was hurt. And you gotta see this. A heroic rescue is caught on camera. 2 officers rushing into action to save a man whose car is on the train tracks in Piscataway.
So he drunk, or maybe was knocked out or something like that on the train tracks right there. That could have been such a horrific situation right there, you guys. That could have been crazy. And yes, look at a small clip, but I know you guys might have wanted to see it, and that's why I'm showing it to you. We got to keep on moving. Anybody in the UK, come on up. Come on to the front of the stage, UK. Come to the front of the stage. United Kingdom, yeah, Andrew, the Tates, they've been charged, and this just came out 3 hours ago with the R word for trills-nafficking. I said trills-nafficking and crimes in the UK. So the Tate brothers got rearrested. Come on, you guys. I got more for you. We ain't over this episode 200 right here. We getting it in. The Tate brothers, yes, Andrew and his brother just got locked up again.
The British government has charged Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan with rape and human trafficking, among other charges. The BBC reports the Crown Prosecution Service filed the charges after receiving new evidence against the far-right influencer brothers from a regional police station. Andrew Tate faces 10 charges connected to 3 alleged victims, while Tristan faces 11 charges connected to 1 alleged victim, on allegations dating back between 2012 and 2015, according to reports. The brothers have previously rejected the UK allegations, saying they are, quote, very innocent men. Despite also facing similar charges in their country of residence, Romania, the British-American brothers were allowed to return to the United States in February. At the time, Andrew said of the charges against them,
"We live in a democratic society where it's innocent until proven guilty, and I think my brother and I are largely misunderstood. There's a lot of opinions about us, a lot of things that go around about us on the internet. We've yet to be convicted of any crime in our lives ever."
Reports say they have since returned to Romania, where they face charges of sex with a minor and trafficking. They both deny the allegations. According to the BBC, those charges will be handled after the criminal cases are concluded in Romania.
Serious charges right
For
here.
incited-
This is some serious charges right here. Something that no upstanding person would want to have over their head. Win, lose, or draw. Like now their lives are basically, you know, they playing around, walking around all buff like they're everyman or whatever like that. But look at what they got to deal with. The money was nice. The flash and the glare was really good for a little while, Andrew, huh? No hating or nothing like that, because guess what? Like he said, everybody gets their fair share in court, and hopefully we're going to see the results, because you know we're going to follow up on that story. Want to know what you guys got to say about it, though? Okay, what about P. Diddy? We did it yesterday. Tracy says, did you know in Romania they persecute Christians? Okay, what else you guys got for me over here? We got Natalie Georgievich. Good morning, Natalie. In your dreams, you tied them to our country, LMAO. There you go. Angels Among Us 214 says, funny, that first place they go in the USA. Uh-oh, Miami. Come on, Diddy. Uh-oh, Angels going in. Uh-oh, Base says, hi, good morning, Base. And Alex Hardy says, Trump and Epstein, Trump and Tate's, Trump and Grisline. Ooh, okay. Harley says, give us a scripture that God likes to see people to be devastated. Okay, give us a scripture that God likes to see people, to be devastated. Okay, Angels Among Us says, yep, demonetized. Christian says, Alex, not true. The Con says, it's no secret that he is a trafficker. Okay, Alex Hardy says, Trump and the buddies, Tates and Epsteins. Okay, Mark Dorfman says, that's one lucky guy that cops were there. You already know it. Big Dipper again? Yes, they definitely got rocked again. Demonetized. Now it's the British government, I guess, since Romania couldn't get it done. We're going to keep on moving forward. That's right. Bugatti, you got more? Yes. I've got more. I've been working. So like I ask you guys every day, 200 episode. We're happy as hell over here. I'm just going to get it out. Do your boy a favor and double tap that screen to get those likes up. Because yes, we've got more. We've got this video of the escaped victim. Remember last week when we showed you the crypto guy that got arrested for his partners kidnapped him, and they had him in a brownstone down in Nolita. Well, guess what? We got new video that shows that day when the victim, he escaped, and he ran up on his traffic officer and asked him for help. They basically kidnapped him, orcharded him, and let me just let them say it. I'm not going to say it. Seems like they can get away with these words, but Bugatti can't get away with he say them. So let me let them say it. Check this out. Check this out.
Now to a News 4 exclusive and an update on that shocking case in Manhattan. Police say a man was kidnapped and tortured for 17 days in a townhouse in Soho by a suspect who's known as a so-called crypto king. And today, News 4 obtained this new video of the victim breaking free after more than 2 weeks in captivity. News 4's Mark Santillo, live in Soho with a look at the victim's frantic run for help. Mark?
And Gus, after 2 weeks of alleged torture inside that Soho townhouse, an Italian businessman escaped. He took off running, and Gus, he ran right here to the intersection, and he found safety on the corner of Mulberry and Spring. For the first time, we're seeing the dramatic end to a harrowing ordeal, an escape from a 6-story luxury townhouse turned alleged torture chamber in Soho. Surveillance video shows the moment a disheveled man barefoot and bleeding, approaches an NYPD traffic officer, pleading for help. The man, an Italian tourist, wore only shorts, a polo shirt, and clutched a fanny pack in his hand. Police quickly converged on townhouse, arresting John Waltz, a prominent name in the crypto world. According to law enforcement sources, Waltz and a business associate are accused of imprisoning and torturing their third business partner, a 28-year-old Italian citizen who had just arrived in New York earlier this month. Investigators say the two men took his passport and electronic devices, then demanded the password to his Bitcoin account. When he refused, police say they beat him with a pistol, held a gun to his head, used a chainsaw on his leg, urinated on him, tied his wrists, drugged him, shocked him with live wires, and even dangled him off the building. When the victim finally escaped, he ran to a nearby officer, covered in cuts and bruises. Sources say officers recovered a gun inside the lavish townhouse, which they described as a, quote, high-end frat house, complete with an elevator, stripper poles in the basement, and expensive liquor scattered throughout the building. Off camera, neighbors told us they often heard loud parties, but had no idea the home allegedly hid such horrors. Law enforcement sources tell News 4 the third business partner, a suspect in this case, is expected to turn himself into police this week. We're live in Soho. I'm Mark Santia, News 4.
Yeah, you better turn yourself in because you know you about to get them cuffs. They gonna come and get you. You don't even try to get away, buddy, because they coming to get you. Now y'all tell me, you think something like that would be happening right down the street from where you live? Oh boy, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and we forgive those. We forgive those who trespass against us, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. That was the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen. Now I made a little mistake, but I hope I got it right. No, I fixed it. Okay, we got to keep on going, y'all, because we got the kidnapped victims. We got all this crazy stuff going on now. We got some situations that's New York via Virginia. I don't know if you guys saw this clip last week where there was a situation where the policeman got his gun stolen, and all of a sudden he got jumped in the store. These guys went nuts on this police officer. He was on his way home from work. They jumped him, 2 guys. They finally caught one of them in Virginia, and the mayor Adams, promised that he's going to put that officer's cuffs on this guy once they do arrest him. I don't know if you guys know about this story, but check this out. This is something that happened where basically an off-duty cop got his gun stolen and he got beat up. Check this story out, you guys. Check this out.
Beating of an off-duty NYPD officer. Good to be with you here at 5. I'm Gilma Avalos.
I'm Adam Cooperstein, and police now arresting one of the 2 men today in connection to that disturbing attack in the Bronx. There's surveillance video that shows what happened. Here's a look. You see the off-duty officer after he was thrown to the ground, and police say the 2...
I'm sorry, I had to get somebody out here that said I was grifting. That's my key. That's my trigger word right there. Anybody that talk about me grifting, I don't play that. And I don't ask you guys for nothing. I do this show just to do it. Whatever you guys give up, I give up. Anytime I say grift, let me know when they're getting up out of here. I don't play that word right there because I work too hard.
We start with that brutal beating of an off-duty NYPD officer. Good to be with you here at 5. I'm Gilma Avalos.
I'm Adam Cooperstein, and police now arresting one of the 2 men today in connection to that disturbing attack in the Bronx. There's surveillance video that shows what happened. Here's a look. You see the off-duty officer after he was thrown to the ground, and police say the 2 masked men there punched him, kicked him, and held a knife to his neck so they could rob him.
That attack happened Saturday at 4 in the morning in Parkchester, and today we got word that U.S. Marshals tracked down one of the 2 suspects in North Chesterfield, Virginia, just outside of Arlington. News 4's Charles Watson is live at the 45th Precinct in the Bronx with the arrest and who else police are still looking for. Charles?
Yeah, Gilma and Adam, the U.S. Marshals Regional Fugitive Task Force taking 23-year-old Tavion Hargrove into custody this morning in a suburb outside of Richmond, Virginia. Now the search turns to the second unidentified person involved in that brutal attack on an off-duty NYPD officer.
We will find you. We will find you.
Mayor Adams making good on this stern warning to the two suspects responsible for brutally beating an off-duty NYPD officer in the Bronx last weekend. Today, the United States Marshal Service for New York and New Jersey, with the help of NYPD officers, hunting down and arresting a bloody 23-year-old Tavion Hargrove right outside of Richmond in North Chesterfield, Virginia. Hargrove is one of two suspects police say are behind the robbery and assault of a 27-year-old officer at knife point on St. Peter's Avenue on the morning of May 24th. Video shows the two men robbed the officer of his belongings, including his registered firearm. One of the suspects kicking the officer in the face, leaving a shoe imprint and broken bones. A horrifying thought for New Yorkers we speak to.
Nobody should. Oh man, that story long enough. I'm getting up out of here. I want to know what you guys got to say about this, because my city, man. All I can say is New York and Kathy Joku Hoku and the police aren't even safe. So how are we safe? Okay, not trying to scare anybody, but I'm telling you the truth here. What else y'all got? Natalie says, insanity. Hope they get the other assailant. Can't imagine if his camera was recording that. Angel says he needs his arse beat in jail. There you go. Patrick says, when I lived in the Bronx, I'm from 47th Precinct area. Okay, Drive the Poet says, wanted the gun. Now they'll take away the cops' guns. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They literally going for the police officers' guns. Who is this